So I know.
You want to go doom and gloom?
They'll definitely have some biological. You can get bio eyes because nobody's really doing LASIK anymore. I don't know if you've like
Yeah, I
been
heard
seeing
that
all
LASIK
that
shit.
stuff, all the stuff that's been going on with LASIK and how people are going blind. And
Yeah.
like I think the craziest thing I ever heard was somebody described it as you feel like you have shards of glass in your eye that you can't get out, and that's just fucking horrifying. Like that is just
Wait, well,
absolutely
after LASIK?
yeah. If it goes bad, yeah,
Oh, that means
yeah.
you're gonna be rubbing your eyes
Because
forever.
there's no way to fix it. If you get LASIK, you can't undo what you do with your eyes because you're putting a laser beam in your eye. And there were times where I thought about it, but I'm cool. I'm cool wearing glasses and contacts the rest of my life. Like I don't even want to
Risk it.
get
Or
risk.
risk it.
Yeah, nah. Like because people will be good for like a decade and then they'll notice that their eyesight starts to deteriorate at a rapid pace and gets worse past the
Oh,
point of
like
where it
everybody
was.
getting them goddamn horse teeth.
Yeah, so it's come on. All right.
That's a lifetime of maintenance, bro.
There are people that need those though. You know, that's the difference between need and just
Well, it's a
getting.
proper way to do it, and
Yeah.
then the cosmetic way that all these superstars and stuff are doing,
It's wrong.
like where you're filing your teeth. Like other people who get their teeth removed and then they get the drill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the proper way.
Yeah.
But this
yeah,
little cheap way where they're filing down teeth and
yeah, you're,
bruh,
just,
they
you're just
showing
running your
people
mouth. Yeah. That is
hot
awful.
ass mouth, bruh, because your teeth going. It's just like golds. It's no different. Those teeth ain't no different from having golds in your mouth. Because
Hey, what's going
under
on,
them
you
fake
dude?
ass teeth, your under
Yeah.
them fake ass teeth, your real teeth are just rotting away.
That's true. In W, I see what you
That's
said.
not
They
like-
say it's a 99%. That's false. That's objectively false. Like, I will say, man, just look into your like, just try to do a little bit of research on it. Like, it's interesting because I kind of fell into it on like a Twitter thread, and that's what led me to start looking into it. And I know there's a high rate of success for people, but like I said, it's like some people have complications like 10, 15, 20 years later, and that's just kind of scary to me, man. Like, I just can't see. So, hey, yo, what's going on, BZ? Thank you, man. Welcome to episode 200, guys. I guess we can call that a cold open as we talked about the horrifying, terrible side effects that could befall you of LASIK, man. Oh man, what's going on? Welcome to the most overpowered podcast on the internet, man. It's your boy Darius, the artist, and I got my guy DC for the big 200, man.
We are 200 episodes off in this thing, and boy, it's not even getting old at the littlest. It's fun. It's crazy. We're here, and we love talking about what we love talking about because, hey, Super Weapon is here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. You guys love us. We love you.
Yes.
And we're going to get this thing started, man, with the cold opening. We was talking about a little LASIK and a little, I like to call them rapper's teeth because it's like when you sign a record deal, they give you a pair of teeth. They give you them. Well, they got better. Them shits ain't hee-haw horsey like they used to be, boy. Because shout out to Consequences, man. He had the first original hee-haws.
Yeah,
boy.
if you don't need it, don't get it done, guys. I mean,
Them chompers.
be happy with. I know that's tough for some people, especially the world we live in, but just be happy with the way you are. There's nothing wrong with that, man. You find the way you are. That's all I'm saying. But because it's scary stuff. Like
healthy is
Yeah.
the key. Just be healthy, man. As long as you're healthy, all the cosmetic, because some people do all this cosmetic shit, and then you end up in the long run kind of screwing yourself.
scary, man.
It's temporary. Like, yeah, you might go get teeth and have this big, beautiful smile, but they don't tell you like 5 to 6 years in, you have to do maintenance on them teeth. And if you're a regular person, see, these superstar people got money like that. But if you're a regular person, like dental procedures could break you. Like it's
They're
expensive,
super
man.
expensive, especially in the U.S. Yeah, 100%, man. It's
And we
scary
keep
times.
doing TikToks. We keep doing TikToks with all this nasty food, bro. And every time I see it, and they say, hey, they was like, man, y'all eat like y'all healthcare free, and it make me laugh every time. Every time. I'm like, hey, that Shout out to Big
I will.
Sean, man.
I will
That's a
say.
beautiful video.
I
Oh,
will
we
say
all
this
over the
much,
place.
man.
Sorry.
I will say like I've started to change my diet because I'm pretty fat. Just to be a little
You got that Hank Hill?
a little transparent, man. Got a little gut here.
Oh
And
shit.
it's funny, like seeing that kind of stuff makes me not want that kind of food even more. It's weird, like, cause I'll see those kind of videos, people just making stuff try to get a reaction. They'll be frying a steak or something, a frozen steak. It's just nonsense. They're putting a bunch of nasty food together, but I don't know, man. It's strange. But what's not strange is that we've been doing this for 200 episodes, man, and I just really want to say once again, man, we appreciate y'all, especially for the people that the ones that have been here from the beginning, of course. Making it this far. I'm not gonna say we never thought we would get this far, but it just like DC said, it just it doesn't feel like we've been doing this that long. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or just life in general, man. But I'm very thankful for us to be able to continue to do this. And man, do we have a episode for y'all today, man? Like it's just funny, like how we're just kind of reminiscing and looking back on times from before. And I feel like we're kind of doing that. I was kind of doing that with Bungie, man. These past couple of days. Here we are again with the game industry, the tech industry, laying off more people. Bungie announced that they're laying off 220 people on Wednesday. There was a lot of information that kind of came out about this after the initial announcement, to the point that I think Bungie that we knew is no longer what it is. It is no longer the studio that we knew it to be. And I felt a little way about that, man. Like, I understand it was needed, I guess, with what happened with the restructuring of leadership, but it sucks that more people got laid off again. Here we are. I actually looked it up too. We're actually over the total number of people that got fired last year by quite a bit. We're up to almost 11,500 people from the game industry that have been fired. And that's just nuts, man. Like, I don't know, man. How did you kind of feel about this once again, especially from a studio like Bungie? Like, we were kind of talking about Halo and stuff before the pod got started. I just feel like we're at the point of no return, and I think that live service games are going to take a big hit because of this too, man. Honestly.
Oh God. When you just say live service, just in the context of the conversation that we're having, I'm like, sometimes I just want to say good riddance, but
Yeah.
I understand why live service games exist. And
Yeah.
it's just like critical thinking. Like, you really have to think like why it exists, because to me, live service, like in my opinion, has become somewhat of a headache, but I know the reason why it exists, because honestly, it's a way for them to generate revenue. So hopefully they wouldn't have to get rid of people, right? This
Right.
is wishful thinking on my behalf, but we are still having this problem in the industry to where we're trying to find out legitimate ways to monetize the gaming experience without being predatorial. And I tell people this all the time because they're quick to jump in these studios' asses, right? But it's like, every time a studio does something that try to monetize, people complain, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
People complain, but I'm like, yo, it's costing more and more to make these games. So what do you want the company to do? We're going to have to stop. I know as a gamer on our end, we're going to have to stop being so entitled and understand that these people have to make a living too. So like,
Yep.
if the game prices go up, hey man, you're going to just have to eat that. I don't think it's necessarily them trying to be greedy in certain aspects. Now you could tell when they're blatantly just trying to be greedy. Like, there's certain situations that we've spoke on in past episodes to where we know they're just trying to be greedy, right? But if it's just like a legitimate monetization of in-game property, like skins, different skins and stuff or whatever, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I'm actually cool with that because you, at the end of the day, you do not have to buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we come to this crossroads yet again. On the 200th episode, we have a backlog and a history of speaking about the growing pains of the industry if you've been following us since day one. And this is just nothing new under the sun, man. We got to figure out a way to where these companies, like, I get them wanting to make more. Now, to the EAs of the world and stuff who just, you know, they're eating good because of the sports games that they have and the, like, the My Team, for example, right?
Sure.
They don't force that on you. They don't, but people they participate in it
I
every
think,
year.
yeah, I think it's like two parts to that too. Like they make things enticing in the way that the average person would want to spend their money instead of grinding for that particular reward. And I think I look at games like, once again, we talk about live service games and looking at how Destiny, over the last couple of years, they expanded. They sold to Sony. They were acquired by Sony for $3.6 billion. So they got another influx of cash. Expanded, delayed, final shape because Lightfall was not received well. And then you just have all this stuff coming out on the backside that, Pete Parsons, we're gonna get to him too. That they over evaluated their worth to Sony apparently before they were purchased, which is insane. And there's word on the street that if they were not acquired, that the company would have effectively dissolved, which is just like when you hear stuff like that, right? Like you look at a game like Destiny and you mentioned it, 10 years, right? Like this series has been around for a decade by a studio that worked on a series before this, another iconic series before this. So you would have thought that they had the pedigree to continue to lead live service games, and it just seems like there is a disconnect with the Destiny community. I mean, because we were a part of that at one time, but I haven't played Destiny in years. You haven't played it in the years either, just because the game that the end game just really wasn't there for a lot of people. The investment wasn't there anymore, and I think that you just kind of look at where it is now. I mean, to the point where they're even trying to figure out ways to bring people back, introduce new players to the game, and it just hasn't been successful. And now you have Sony, word on the street, Sony's just effectively taken over the company. And, you have one, and I think one part of the studio was spun off and integrated into Sony to start a new studio on a project they were working on, which is interesting. So they took like 155 people and absorbed them into Sony, and they fired the rest, which is it's just unfortunate, man. Like, I don't know what this means for Destiny anymore because I was so sure we were going to get a third game, and it's just not happening.
What does that mean for the people who are still there as well?
Imagine having to go to work Monday
on pins
or the
and
day
needles,
after this,
and then you got to pick up the slack for the people who got let go. That's what a lot of people are not talking about.
Yep.
So, yeah, that is. And then not only are you picking up the slack, because you going to work and you don't even realize that, you're on pins and needles. I've been there before. Let me tell you a little DC story time, okay? I worked for a company like that, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Right.
Going to work, and that situation is, I can't even put it into words because you could just literally, first of all, in the state of Georgia, they could fire you anytime they want. They don't have to give you a reason. They could just come there like, hey, man, pack your shit. You're out of here. So it was a job that I had. You know what? I'm going to say their name. Yellow Pages. Hey, look, y'all trash.
Whoa, the truth is revealed. Okay,
hey, I'll say it, man. Y'all, the work culture, and I really hope it's gotten better since I've worked there, because it is bad. Like, it was so bad. You talking about waking up dreading to go to work? Only
man.
good thing about that job was it was right across the street from my house. So I could literally just get up and walk across the street. But
Oh, that's
yeah, it
true.
was like working on pins and needles, you coming in, and then I still got laid off. They laid me off on the weekend. I've told this story a billion times. I
Oh.
got laid off watching Walking Dead. I got an email, and it was a season finale of Walking Dead. I'll never forget. They sent me an email, ruined my whole goddamn season ending, bro. It
Oh
was
my gosh, man! You couldn't write a better script, honestly. You
yeah,
really
they
couldn't.
sent me an email, and then everybody started calling each other phone like, "Yo, did you get that email?" Like, yeah, we got canned. So, you know, the work culture in Bungie has to really suck balls right now. Like, it has to be bad. And I feel
Yeah,
so bad for them going through that because I've been through it. I know how it feels. The CEO, the things that I've read about this guy,
he got to go.
I've been
He has to go, man.
um
Petey boy, out the door.
Mr. Car King himself, you know, he over there with Funk Master Flex and DJ Envy, you know, looking at cars and shit, going to Rick Ross car show and
Yeah,
like you see this from a couple of companies and it's sad to see where they'll lay off a group of people, but then if you look up what the CEO made and you start seeing these bonuses and stuff that they're
it's
giving to
insane.
themselves, it's sick.
It's insane.
It's sick. Let's shine some light on Nintendo for a minute, right? Nintendo CEO took his bonus money and paid his employees bonuses. Bonuses. Just let that sink in for a minute. Instead of
Nintendo
keeping this
is
shit to himself, he spread it the butt.
they are such
Just throwing that out there.
a great example to watch just how they operate their business as the industry still kind of not even kind of it still is reeling from consolidation, the market, just everything's happening. You know, you have AI regulation coming, you have unions being formed in the industry. It's like I said, man, it's a time of like a lot of upheaval in the game industry. And I know a lot of people are mad and upset right now, especially like I am too, man. Like, you know, I've been such a big fan of Bungie since I was in middle school. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Bungie was the reason why I got into first person shooters, you know, legitimately. You know, before that I was playing a lot of RPGs, platformers, you know, but playing Halo with some friends at a like a community gaming arcade really opened my eyes to what shooters could really be, right? And it's just sad to see that studio you grew up watching just kind of become a shell of its former self. You know what I mean? Like I know there's probably all focusing on. I think Marathon is the game that
Man, that game.
it's rumored to come out in 2025. I mean,
Mark
they
my
have
words, they're gonna dub that shit. Mark my words.
I don't think they
I
can
don't think
afford it. I don't think they can afford it. If what people are saying is true, like if they're not making a Destiny 3, right? And they're already talking about scaling back on the how large the type of content they release is. Where's the money going to be coming from? You know, they have to and they have to do something new and fresh because Destiny 2 has been around for almost 10 years at this point, which is crazy to say. Like it's been around since 2017. And I mean, they're not getting new players. They have to do something. Like I think a new project is it. I'm surprised it's not Destiny 3. I'm just going to say that. That would have been enough to at least pique my interest for me to come back to look at it. If it was brand new, you know, you're not carrying over anything, brand new story, I would have came back and checked it out.
I don't know. See, this is where we are on the opposite sides of the fence here. Because I don't even think Destiny 3 would have brought me back. It would have had to been something drastically different. And one of my problems with Destiny is I feel like they got too lost in their own sauce. Like they had a formula,
Yeah.
and to me, it felt like they just wouldn't look outside of that formula. Like it was just like, you know, you got these raids, you know, you do your typical grinding, get your light up, do the raids. It was like just wash, rinse, and repeat.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't never step out of that zone. And in my opinion, I feel like that's one of the reasons why, it got so stale. I know for me, I was just like, okay, and then there's a lot of classism in Destiny, like, with the community as well. Like, if you
Yes.
don't play a certain way or if you don't have certain items and stuff, there's a divide. You throw in that plus the wash, rinse, and repeat. Like, people like me, I'm just like, you know what? I'm good on this game,
Right.
So there was a lot of things that Destiny 3 would have had to do to really get me back into it. Um, and I don't personally, I just don't think that they would have did it. I don't know. I'm gonna go off on a ledge here. I'm gonna say I don't like. I think we would have got a more polished, shinier version of what they was doing now.
Yeah. Honestly, you know what I could see? I could see them going the either Fortnite or Roblox approach, rebranding it, dropping the two off of it, and just calling it Destiny something, like subtitle something. There's no World of Warcraft 2 for a reason, right? I don't think that they're going to, especially with the way Sony's been investing in live service, and I think they made a bad bet with buying Bungie. I'm gonna just say it out loud. I think this was a bad buy. Uh, like I said, I don't know what the alternative would have been for Bungie, but it sucks to see this kind of turn into this. And yeah, shout out to Darkstar in chat, man. Yeah, we did play a lot of Destiny, man. We spent hours upon hours of playing this game. Just getting out of college when this came out, man. Oh my goodness. Looking for work, trying to find a job, filling out applications, playing Destiny for 8-9 hours. Like, going to a crappy part-time job back then, man. Like, but it was fun though. Like, you had your friends to play, and Bungie is just one of those studios that I feel like shouldn't just get washed away in the history books. But at this point, I mean, I don't see them becoming. I don't see them. I don't know, jumping out past what they are now. Like, they're just holistically owned and operated by Sony. Like, I could see them becoming just like another one of their first party studios, like a Naughty Dog, like a. They have a certain brand, that is recognizable, and they want to keep that, And like I said, I don't think enough people are giving Sony criticism for actually going through this purchase, because how long has it been? It's only been like 3 years, 2-3 years. It hasn't been that long since they purchased the company, and here we are. So I don't know,
Yeah, and
man.
I think you might see the death of another property that we've grown to love. I hate to say it,
Yeah,
but I just look at Destiny and I just feel like they kind of hit a wall. I kind of feel like
yeah,
there's so much going on in the industry, and you can't really afford to have these missteps. Like right now, you really have to walk like a tightrope.
right.
You really have to walk a tightrope right now because of the way the industry is now. It's so cutthroat and it's so unforgiving that even this mistake could turn into something major. And I wouldn't be surprised if, we lose another
Another great
article,
studio.
as I like
Yeah,
to call, like,
yeah.
RIP Game Informer, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that too. 100%.
Yeah, man. It's like we're losing the things that we grew up on, and it's tough to watch and it
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
But, this is the industry that we in. Like, it's flip flop. Like, you here today, gone tomorrow. You could be an amazing studio one game, you drop a really bad game the next, and guess what? Your studio's gone. Like, it's
Man, and I think the thing that really sucks about the Bungie situation too, and like mentioning that, right? Final Shape was reviewed very well. The community loved it too. Like, a lot of people, everyone who played it said it was one of their best expansions, and it meant absolutely nothing because it sold less than Lightfall, which is just that is such a
yeah. So you look at these
insane thing
numbers,
to
like,
think
what?
about. Yeah, like
So what is these numbers really like? What are we looking at here? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
it's
It gets
like
crazy.
you start to wonder, is like, was it too late at that point for the wider community to come back, because people have moved on to other games. You look at what is it, First Descendant, Genshin Impact. Those type of games kind of scratch that looter shooter itch in a crazy way. There's rumors of Borderlands 4 on the horizon. We might get an announcement about that very soon. And it just seems like it's the fate of every single looter shooter is to just eventually fall by the wayside, man. And I never thought it would happen with Destiny. I'm not saying the game is dead or anything like that. Like, if you're listening to this podcast and you like to play Destiny, continue to play it, man. Support them, because if you go the route of not supporting the company because of who's running it, they lose more money. They'll have to let more people go. And there's still developers there who care about the game, they care about the franchises that they're working on. When Marathon comes out, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna play it. I may not like it, I don't know, but I'm gonna check it out, man. Like, I want to still support Bungie. I don't want them to just disappear and shutter their doors, because they're too important to the game industry, in my opinion. Like, they are the standard for first person shooters, and hopefully they can kind of bounce back with Sony. So we'll see, man.
And as for me, I'll be waiting with bated breath here.
He's gonna
I
play
hate to
with
say it. I hate to say it, but as I get older and my time becomes more and more of my time,
Yeah, more finite. Yep.
yeah, as time becomes more refined on my end, I'm going to be very, very, very picky with the type of games that I play. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. That doesn't mean that I'm going to come in and wreak havoc and be like, yo, this game is shit.
Don't yuck and yum, man.
I just won't play it. Shout out to the developers. I'm pretty sure they'll understand. But, time is of the essence, especially with things that I'm trying to get going. You know what I mean? But yeah, hopefully it's a great game. Hopefully it comes out and it's everything that they freaking need it to be, because they need to drop a bomb on the industry. Like, right now, anything less than a bomb, anything less than a nuke is not going to work. They need to hit that shit. They need to knock it out of the park. And BZ IGN is not next. Don't you come in here with that bad juju.
I honestly disagree with that. I think IGN is going to be the last standing, the last of the Monohicans, if you will. And the reason why I say that is because they're still getting a lot of press coverage on exclusive games, and they're still getting the foot traffic. And they've done well, like monetizing YouTube, and and I think they're backed by a pretty big company as well. I don't see IGN going anywhere personally, but that's a good conversation flipper, man.
They never review bomb anything. Everything is an 8.5.
They're fucking trash. Their reviews are awful. RP Game Informer, man. This was another one, another haymaker, gut punch, man. I'm so tired of just seeing people finding out that they don't have a job anymore through social media. GameStop has been in the toilet for the better part of a decade at this point, and outside of people pumping the stock, dumping the stock, realistically, like, let me ask you a question, man. When's the last time you've been inside of a GameStop that you can remember?
Yesterday.
You're lying to me. You're kidding me. Did you actually?
Sometimes I like to dilly-dally.
Okay,
all right?
So that you win it.
Let me explain. Okay, my favorite Chinese spot is next door to a GameStop. So when they're making my food, I usually, like, they tell me 15 minutes. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go over to GameStop. So I go over there and I talk to the people who work in there, and so that's just me, right?
And there's nothing wrong with that. Let me ask you then, do
I buy something? That's
a different angle to the conversation that we can have then. So what do you kind of think of it now? Because I've seen pictures of them not really having games and stuff in stock anymore. Everything's
I bought my
pretty
PlayStation 5 out of there. Matter of fact, that same place I'm talking about.
Yeah, because it's full of, like, it's full of
There's games and stuff in there. It's still the same. The one that I go to.
So you got a classic one.
Games. Yeah, there's games and stuff in there, but I know what you're getting at because there is a lot of like paraphernalia in there too. It's more,
Yeah, yeah, a lot of accoutrement, if you will. It just,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
Yeah. There is sometimes, you just throw a word out there and I just be like,
a lot,
man,
a lot of,
Prince used the school
a
word.
lot of accoutrement, But nah,
Yeah.
it's honestly, man, it's just one of those things where I honestly I wasn't expecting Game Informer. I really wasn't, and this one really kind of hit close to home because I remember going as a kid to Game Informer, like to GameStop to get the latest Game Informer magazine, because back in my
Hmm.
day, to our younger viewers, back in my day, before the internet, you would get the latest gaming news from that monthly Game Informer issue on the latest games, developer interviews,
And
codes for demos sometimes, like if you were lucky. And it's like, collecting them was like the big thing because the covers were always fire, man. That was my favorite part about Game Informer. I don't know about you,
yo,
man.
whoever was the art director or the whoever, whatever you call that person, yeah,
Yeah.
they used to really. It was some misses too. I remember it was some very bad, but 80% of the time the covers were fire.
Yeah. And they had that
So
little fold out page. And yeah, Weenie, just like Weenie said, like you would get a Game Informer subscription, a GameStop subscription just to, but that was back when it actually meant something. Like your GameStop
or they
points
give you a
and
subscription if you buy a game. They used to ask you, "Do you want to subscribe?" They'll give
yeah.
you the little sales pitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And it was cool because then you could use your points to buy games or, use games and stuff. And, it's just, I missed that time. But, Game Informer was like the integral part of games media. And I think that's just kind of showing like a shift away from traditional media. I think, a lot of people who get their information now from their favorite content creators or content creator network, studios are usually going to content creators for previews and things like that. So I think they just kind of, I don't know, traditional games media just seems like it's not where it is anymore. And unfortunately, I was gonna read the letter, the farewell letter, but apparently people are saying it's AI, so I'm not even gonna fucking read it because it made me mad. Like,
It's
like that's
very,
just it.
yeah.
Somebody ran it through an AI detector and it came back like 90% or something. So that just kind of made me mad. I was like, okay, all right, you guys are the worst, actually.
Yeah, when you're using Chat GPT for your oh god,
Yeah, you guys are
it's
actually the
just
fucking worst. So it is what it is, man. I hope those people land on their feet, man. I don't know. I can imagine being like a journalist or traditional journalist nowadays in the game industry. That has to be kind of scary. So I don't know what, it would probably be a situation where we end up losing more talent from the industry. People pivot to other industries to make their living because people got to pay their bills and eat. So I don't know what happens, man. I don't know what happens after all of this. I'm gonna say it again. I hope this is the end of the layoffs. It's not going to be. And
hey, you know what? You can come work for Super Weapon. We're gonna start our own studio. That's what we're gonna do.
yeah, and we'll pay you in
Yes. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very, 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 very tiny amounts of Bitcoin. Almost minuscule to the point of no value.
But our percentages are fair. We make a good game. Our splits are rather fair.
Yeah, yeah. So coming soon, coming soon. All right, man. We're gonna end on some good news, some fun news.
Yes, and expect more of this type of news.
This was something that, San Diego Comic-Con was this weekend. There was actually a lot of stuff going on this weekend, Olympics and everything. And
to the Olympics. Let's go.
Right.
Simone Biles.
shout out to the U.S. Gymnastics team, swim team. I think track and fields today. I don't know. I can't remember when track and field is, but
that girl set a record.
yeah, it's just awesome to see. But yeah, so San Diego Comic-Con was this past weekend. It's usually a big convention for news, panels, TV shows, and everything. And we got some really surprising Marvel news. I've been on a kind of sabbatical from watching MCU TV shows and watching movies and stuff. I think that they had kind of lost me for a while. And there were some things I was kind of excited to see, but I think, of course, the biggest news we got was that, Dad's home RDJ is gonna be Doctor
Oh
Doom.
God.
Yeah, you might as well just call him Dad
I
at this
think
point. He's
I think
Doctor Doom.
this is gonna be a fascinating conversation because I
Yeah.
think we stand on opposite sides of the fence on this one. It's very rare that we do, but I think this one we might be on the opposite sides. I want to see where you're going to take the culture with this one because I think this is a misstep.
Ooh.
I think this is a misstep. I'm going to stand on that. I'm standing 10 toes
No,
in
ain't
that.
nothing wrong with that.
When they announced it, I said it on Twitter. I'm not going to pander or anything like that. Because a lot of people, I wouldn't even say argue. We had some good actually, we had some very productive conversations. But I don't think bringing Homie back was a good move. I just don't. For him to play another character, I get all of the lure and I get the stuff that people were telling me,
Sure.
but I feel like, there's just other actors. I feel like there's other ways they could have went about it. I understand the popularity that is Robert Downey Jr. People loved him as he's going to be forever remembered as the iconic Iron Man. But I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like the Doom. Well, it's too early to say because he could play Doom and just knock it out of the park, and I think he will. But Iron Man is going to be his legacy, man. And I just feel like with the Doom thing, it's kind of hard. I think my problem is watching him play Doom. My mind, my ADHD brain is going to just keep thinking Iron Man.
That's an interesting point because that's something that I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. I'm gonna say it doesn't. Right. I just hope he doesn't end up playing an Iron Man disguised as Doctor Doom. That's I'm curious. I'm curious how he's going to play Doom because for the people who don't know who Doctor Doom is or familiar with him, he's a very arrogant, self-centered, I'm the greatest thing, walking Earth at all times. No, but he is on a different spectrum of insanity, of insanity with the way he. Tony Stark is arrogant, but he doesn't think he's a god. Doom is I am, I'm better than everybody in the
end all be all.
Yeah, there's nothing after me. And I'm going to say this much, man. I remember years ago we kind of talked about this stuff when they were eventually going to get to the point where they were going to have to start doing multiverses and, splitting into different universes. I think this was a natural progression of them eventually recasting someone to play a different character. And they've been kind of doing this over the last couple of years with Loki, with Deadpool and Wolverine. I haven't seen it, so don't spoil anything. I've heard things, but you have characters being played by people who were already other characters in the MCU. And I think this is their big bet on trying to see if they can make it work in an interesting way. Because the one thing that I was kind of interested in seeing that I hope that we do get to see is how Tom Holland's Spider-Man reacts to seeing Doctor Doom, right? He sees his face or he knows it's Tony. He sees Tony's face and it's not him. Because I think Spider-Man is actually in one of the most interesting spots in the MCU right now because he's back at square zero. Nobody knows him. He has no friends. He just got Aunt May, pretty much. And I kind of hope we get back to the point of the MCU where they were doing really good storytelling with great action sequences. We got the great action. Storytelling hasn't been there for a couple years for me. And to be quite honest, I was talking to my coworker, the only thing that was really going to bring me back was the introduction of the X-Men. And I had, my theory is I think that is going to be the next big thing after Secret Wars. Because for those guys who don't know, so he's coming back as Doctor Doom. There's 2 new Avengers movies that are going to be directed by the Russo brothers, the ones who made Endgame and Infinity War. So the first one is Avengers Doomsday, and then Secret Wars after that. And because and I'm curious if they're going back more into like the movie realm versus making TV shows. I mean, we are getting
They should.
I think we're getting a couple TV shows, and then I actually looked up like a list of movies that are coming out. Like, I'm actually excited to see Captain America: Brave New World. I think that's going to be a really good, like, grounded. You know, he's not saving the universe. He's just trying to stop our boy from from Breaking Bad, from El Pollo Loco, man, Giancarlo Esposito, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's the main villain of the movie, and the character, the villain he's not like a grand scheme kind of guy, and I kind of like that, right? Like, let's get back to basics. I'm cool with that. I don't care about the Thunderbolts. I'm just be completely honest. I'll catch it when I catch it.
Church.
Fantastic
Is
Four.
that a TV show?
No, it's a movie. It's a movie. See, exactly. You kind of deflate you a little bit, right? That's May 2nd next year, right? You're like, nah, I'll catch it when I catch it. Then you have Fantastic Four, which I'm actually really excited to see. I'm a little biased, right? I kind of wish they didn't cast who's our boy from Last of Us, man, who plays Joel.
Pascal, blah, blah,
Pedro Pascal. I'm curious how he's gonna work out as Mr. Fantastic. I kind of wish it was.
What?
Yeah,
They casted him as what?
Yeah, he's Mr. Fantastic. Yeah.
No, see, this is a way.
I don't know if I like it. Right? Like, you kind of like.
No, it's a popular. Like, man, it's so many other actors. There's new up and coming actors. Like,
right.
They go with
Tori
because Pedro. Hey, he's the human heartthrob. Like.
He's hot right now, and I get it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but
the role don't fit him.
I'm curious how he's gonna play it, man. And I know a lot of people wanted Jim from The Office, but he was murdered, and a lot of people don't remember. I don't
Jim
know.
Got the look.
Spoiler alert: he was actually murdered by Scarlet Witch and what was it? Doctor Strange 2. That movie's awful, by the way. You don't have to watch that. But yeah, so Fantastic Four apparently is supposed to play a big part for you. You know, they're supposed to play a big part in the next Avengers film. So I think we're gonna see Galactus in this movie. Hopefully they don't ruin him. And
hopefully he's not a fart cloud.
Yeah, he's not a gigantic cloud again.
The galaxy's fart. I don't know what that was.
And then they were talking about Blade. It's still slated for next year. This movie isn't coming out for next year. It's not. This movie doesn't even have a director right now. And I hope they don't. They can't fuck this up, man. I don't think we see Blade until 2026, to be honest. Like, I think that's maybe like after the Avengers. I think that's what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, the same way you feel about Blade, I feel about like Doctor Doom. What's really going to be telling, and I'm that damn petty. I need to see Doctor Doom's suit. I hope they don't pull a Taskmaster mask. What was his name?
Oh, Taskmaster or Crossbones? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I can't say that. Them two words together really kills me for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, like Doom, whenever it comes to the cape and the hood, it has to be just right, man. Like,
he's not like a skinny guy. Like, Doom is
a thick boy.
Doom work out, you know, he's swole. Like, I hate seeing, like, you know, and I'm not saying he can't get that, you know, I'm sure he can, but I'm gonna just say this again. Like, don't be surprised if they bring back other actors as different characters. That's gonna be a way for them to loop back in certain people.
Because you had a lot of people didn't know online. Like, remember Johnny Storm was Captain America.
Yep.
What's his name? Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah, he was.
Chris Evans. Then you had what's his face? God, who was that? From Deadpool. He was Thanos. He was
Josh Brolin. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Brolin was what's his face in goddamn Deadpool? Cable.
Yeah, it was Cable.
So, and it was somebody else too. I can't remember the other person, but you know, yes, Ivan, he was a thick one. Yes.
Yeah, look at Dr. Doom in the comics, bro. He worked out, bro.
Swole, bro. Yeah. So
he believes he's the
Robert
perfect
Downey Jr.
specimen.
is a little guy.
Right. See?
Yeah, and then, you know, so I wonder. It's so many rooms. It's so much room for error.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm excited just to have Doom in the universe because he is one of my favorite villains of all time.
Right.
I just, it's so much lure behind him. Like, I would love to, man, let me tell you, God Emperor Doom in Secret Wars. If you don't know, do your Googles.
And
Like
that
I
could
told
be,
my
and that
brother,
could be how they bring in the X-Men using Molecule Man. I was thinking that. That's what they were gonna do.
look, I know my brother. He's somewhere in here lurking, and I need you to know something. Doom ain't to be fucked with. Go ahead and look up God Emperor Doom.
Oh man,
See what he did with the Beyonder. See, just go take a little dilly dally on what happened.
how he treated Thanos. Gave Thanos
Yeah,
that
and how
back
he
shot.
made Thanos his lapdog, and he was feeding him doggy treats. Yeah, Thanos, your big bad, the big bad of the MCU from what 10 freaking years. Doom made him a bitch. Yes, a little bitty bitch. Yeah, don't get me started, bro. Doom's that guy.
Yikes.
Doom's that guy. Okay, well, let's not act like that. But I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm gonna stand on what I believe. I just feel like Robert Downey. I love you, bro. I really do. But
he definitely, if it is true, he is making $80 million. That's ridiculous. Let me tell you guys something, man. Nobody on God's green earth should be worth that much for your services.
bro, he done already made close to a B.
Like,
He done already made close to
I'm just thinking about the production crew and stuff, man. Like, don't forget they just got off strike not too long ago because of this very thing, bro. Like, are y'all paying them fair wages? Like, that's crazy. 80 million to be Doom. Hey man, he's living a great life, man.
So is it 80 million for those two movies or is just one?
I'm assuming for both.
But then you gotta think one, like, man, sometimes they be getting paid for like these little bitty cameos, bro.
I was gonna say he's probably gonna. I suspect we'll probably get a post-credit scene of Doom in Fantastic Four. Because the thing that's gonna be interesting about this is it's based in like not. I don't think it's based in the '60s, but I think it's just like that era.
Yeah.
Like that whole aesthetic of the '60s is what the Fantastic Four, and they're obviously going to be in a different universe. But I think we'll have this Doomsday where he is trying to seek ultimate power over the universe. He's going to do something crazy, and then he's going to end up smashing all the multiverses together. And I think that's how he ends up God Emperor Doom. I think he finds Molecule Man, they become buddies, and he gives him all his power, and that's what happens. Is that going to happen?
No.
Of course not. It's not going to happen that way because Marvel doesn't ever do anything they should. They don't ever do anything. Let me say anything you ever suspect. Let me say that. Let me say it that way.
Yeah, so to be honest with you, man, it's been quite a while since I've been excited for anything like MCU movie related. But
Same.
things are looking up. It's looking like they're doing a lot of course correcting. Shout out to Jonathan Majors. I don't know if we get Doom without Jonathan Majors fucking up.
Hey,
No,
man.
I'm just joking. I'm just messing with him.
Hey, we don't know the facts of anything. Just keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. I'm fucking with you, Jonathan. Don't beat me, bro.
I'm not.
You too brawlic, bro. Don't hurt.
I'm
me,
not
man.
fucking with you, man. Just keep your hands to yourself.
But yeah, just keep your hand. Put your hands. My new thing is I'm starting a new campaign right now. It's called "Keep Your Hands in Your Pocket." Because if your hands in your pocket, you can't do nothing stupid.
We need a shirt with that, like hands.
Keep your hands in your pocket.
That's actually really
because the gaming industry with all these cons passing and all these stories I'm seeing on my timeline. Hey man, just keep your hands in your pocket.
Stop
That's
touching
all.
people, please.
Hey, bro, unwanted touches get your fist to the face. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, I'm a little excited. But I will say this: I know Robert Downey Jr. I know he's going to do a great job. That's not in question.
Yeah,
that's not in question at all. Because people seem to think that I'm shitting on him as an actor because I don't agree with him playing Doom. That's not the case.
Nah, there's other people.
I think he's amazing. I think he's an amazing actor. I just would have liked to see someone else take the mantle for that because he's just so iconic as Iron Man. Like,
yeah,
people don't understand. Like, he was the start of all this. So I don't know, man. That's just my thoughts on it, man.
It's gonna be interesting. I hope they don't bring him back in the way that, like, to bring him back in the main MCU universe. I kind of hope he stays dead there. But I mean, it's comic books. We'll see what happens. I am excited for Armor Wars. I keep forgetting about that. That was a TV show that was going to be Ironheart, the black girl from Black Panther 2. That's getting turned into a movie, so maybe we'll get like an AI Tony Stark there or something. That'd be cool.
Yo, I just wanted to, since you said Black Panther, I'm sorry, I got to jump in. And to my brother who is lurking, your your favorite superhero, Black Panther, got hands put on him. Yeah, by who might you add? Hey, Darius, who put hands on Black Panther?
Oh, you talking about during Doom War? Yeah, man, Doom is he don't fight fair, bro.
Yeah,
Doom War is a good comic if you guys haven't read it. Yeah, Black Panther stood on business a little bit.
And Black Panther came out there. You know what? He tried. He tried. He put up a valiant effort. But once again, Doom just be dooming. Doom. Like if you just look up his resume of people he didn't put
Doom bench at least 450, man. He
Doom bench press galaxies. All right.
He do what he wants when he wants. But we'll see, man.
Wait, let me, because I think Galactus, bro, everybody you name, I think Doom didn't had a part in beating their ass.
I'm sure, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
He's always going up against like cosmic entities because that's just what he does, man. In Latveria where he's
stronger, a little freak, yeah.
Victor Von Doom, man. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. It's definitely, like I said, they have my attention again. I'll be paying a little bit more attention now. And I did want to give a quick shout out to the Penguin from DC. I'm gonna give them their flowers. Penguin looks like, I think that's gonna be the best comic book TV show that's been made.
It has a lot of potential, don't it?
I think it's gonna be excellent. Yeah, I think that's gonna be excellent.
We definitely will be talking about that.
Yep, that comes out in September. Definitely want to. Yeah, we gotta talk about that, man. That has to be on the list. Very, very excited for that. It's a good time to be a comic book fan again. There was some comic announcements that I think would be best saved for another day. I gotta catch up on some of the stuff that I've missed over the last couple of years, but it's episode 200, man.
200 in there, baby.
200 in the books, man. Once again,
500. Here we go.
Hey, once again, man. Thank you guys for hanging out today, man, for episode 200 of Super Weapon Podcast. I can't say this enough. I appreciate every single one of you guys who are here. Shout out to my co-host, the bro host, DC, man. Been with me on this ride since the beginning. Since it was just an idea in my brain, man. And I'm glad that we have gotten to this point, and we're going to continue to grow. Me and him have been talking about some things behind the scenes that we are looking to do, man. 2025 is going to be a big year for us, just as much as this one is too. But we appreciate y'all, man. I ain't gonna get all sappy and sad and all that. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for hanging out. You guys can find me everywhere. Darius the Artist, where he is a 3.
Yes,
DC, take us home.
Take us home, baby. All right, let me take my glasses off because I want y'all to see these man tears. I'm gonna cry. No, but on like I just want to piggyback off what my bro host said here. It's been one hell of a ride. It don't even feel like it. Like doing this has become such a part of my weekend routine. Like it never feels like work. Well, yeah, when making them thumbnails, that's when I be in here racking my brain.
Shout out to you on the thumbnails, man. They've been
even
excellent.
With that, thank you. Even with that, I just love creating. So even with that, sometimes it get frustrating because I really want to just like create something that's captivating, that's going to make people laugh. And, when people just see it, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, all of this stuff, I do it because I love it. It doesn't feel like a job. I love chatting about games. We're going to start incorporating more comic book stuff, more anime stuff, as we continue to go on and grow, because it's stuff that we're interested in. And when you're interested in something, you could talk about it forever. It doesn't come off as just watered down, or we're trying to catch an audience. We're trying to, I'll even use the C word that I hate. Like, I'm not here to clout chase.
Nah, man, we're having fun.
Stuff. Because we could easily just jump to topics that's real clickbaity, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But we talk about fun stuff. We talk about what we love, If you love that, come hang with us. If not, if we're not for you, not mad at it. There's a lot of other stuff on the internet you can check out. But we love having you here. Our
Weenie,
guy
Jesus
Weenie, all
Christ.
everybody in chat, man. Dark Star,
Oh my
everybody,
God,
Tori,
Weenie.
all you guys, man. Beezy, a brother from another mother. Sometimes I want to punch him, but you know what can you do? It's Beezy, bro. Beezy, his whole beautiful family, all that. So you guys can reach me. Come over on Twitter, man. We have a lot of fun over there. What is it? I just pulled it up. Where did it go? Oh my god. Oh, underscore 1LDC underscore on Twitter. Come over there where we like to discuss things. I'm about to get this Reddit popping too. I'm going to get a Reddit popping because I like some of the conversations over there. So I'll let y'all know what that link is in the future. Also, I want to shout out, I'm back in these RP streets. I think I might set up my streaming setup again just to take you guys on that journey. Shout out to the OG Kills. That's his Twitter. That's also his Discord. He runs OAO's RP server. They're getting things together over there. I love seeing a server start from the ground up and just add on and build and watch the community grow. Everyone's excited. We had our first event last night. It was a club event, club opening. Our boy Amaze performed. He had a live performance in the club. It was dope as hell. I'm trying to get the VOD from him, and I'm going to post it in our Discord. But he raps, he freestyles. He's on Spotify. He was a guest. We had him on as a guest. Amazing guy. I'm going to kick it with him at DreamHack this year. He's going to come down to Atlanta, probably get some live freestyles from him. But OAO is definitely a growing city. I encourage you guys, if you want to have a good RP experience, come over there. If it's your first time, we'll teach you the ropes so you don't feel intimidated, you know. And I think that's all I have. Oh yeah, one more thing. Shout out to my stepfather whose birthday was July 31st.
Happy
July
birthday,
31st.
Pops.
Yeah, so he's still over there gaming. I'm probably going to send him a little game package or something, send him some games or something like that. But little long-winded, but that's all I got, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out for the audio version, man. Stick around. We're going to play some games, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.